live. We're live. We're live. Cool. What's up, friendly neighborhood nerds? This is Judah Rad. I have Miracle Man from Not Near Mint joining us. Kind of a special surprise. And then we have our extra special guest, John Luzar, the writer of Marguerite versus the Occupation. So we got a full house, and Robo is going to be joining us in a little bit. He just has this thing, I guess it's called a family that occupies a lot of his time. So
had a cat once, but that's about it.
Yeah, I know it's a little weird, but I'm sure we'll see him.
Problem with families is it always gets in the way of comics, man.
They always get in the way of comics. It's true.
Always get in the way. They want food. They want shelter, heat in the winter, and outrageous things you could be spending your money on comics instead.
That's right. Absolutely. Yeah. We got Danny. What's up, Danny? So we'll start with I know that Miracle Man's going to take like 3 hours, so we'll start with John. What have you been reading or nerding out on lately?
Ooh.
Oh shit, we got Ree. What's up, Ree?
Oh, there she is.
Hello. I've been because I'm trying to make comics now. I've been reading a lot of classic miniseries because I'm trying to get a grasp on the pacing of miniseries because I've only done one shots. So I reread Batman Year One and Hawk World and the old Claremont Miller Wolverine.
Oh, nice.
The Golden Age, just really classic stuff to try to internalize some of the rhythms a little bit. And, it's also pretty damn good reading, it turns out. So no complaints there, but that's where I'm at.
Cool. Miller and Claremont. Do they collaborate, or are you talking about two separate? You're talking about Miller, not Mark Millar. Okay, yeah, right. The original Wolverine run. Yeah, that's with the Silver Samurai. That was such a good little. That was a good run.
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah. It's pretty. They knew what they were doing. It turns out. So good.
100%. I will read anything that has any of the Wolverines in it, whether it's Logan or Laura or Dakin. I'll read any of that stuff. I love any character when there's blades coming out of their hands. I'm all over it.
It's a good selling point. I should make my next book about them with blades in their hands. Now that I think about it, yeah,
right, yeah, a huge selling point. Miracle, what have you been reading lately? Are you eating soup right now? I feel like I hear liquid, like soup.
Soup? I don't know, man. Okay. No, I'm not eating any soup. Okay. I am drinking the tears of lamentation, though. Does that count?
Yeah, lamentation it counts. I would say it's in the soup family at the very least.
So I'm not gonna hammer you because you said it. I got a considerable pile of comics here. So I'm just gonna show you 3 real quick, and I'm gonna be very, very DC focused. Believe it or not. Actually, I'm gonna show you 4.
4.
Okay.
I'm
going to show you 4. All right.
We didn't discuss 4. So
there's going to be 2 DC, but way off script.
Okay. Yeah, way off script. All right. Let's have it.
I'm going to do 2 DC and 2 indies, actually. So today was the first issue of this, man. But if you did not pick up Blue and Gold and you like capes and tights,
man. Let me enlarging you.
Enlarging and biggin.
Yeah.
Enhance.
You're so big now. Wow.
I wish I heard that way more often. So Blue and Gold here.
I think that's a penis joke.
Dan Jurgens, I think Ryan Sook. Is Ryan Sook? Yeah, did the art. I was collecting the Giffen and DeMatteis League back in the day as it was coming out off the shelf. I still remember buying the first issue at my LCS at the time, and I have wanted this book approximately 30 years. And we got it. We finally got it. Written by Jurgens. Couldn't be a better choice. This first issue came out today. It was everything I wanted it to be. We got Ted Cord. We got Blue Beetle. We got, Booster there. Their friendship is as solid as it ever was. They're already scheming. Great fucking time, man.
Booster always puts me in a good mood. I love that cover, by the way.
This is the card stock variant. This is the B cover. I have the A cover in the pull box because I'm gonna buy every cover that comes out for this because I want them to make more. So issue 3 of Justice League Last Ride came out last week.
Ooh.
This is Chip Zdarsky writing fucking Justice League, man.
Yeah, he's everywhere. Actually, I heard he died, according to Crossover.
He did. He died. You know what? Thank God.
But he's back.
It was
Glad he's
Chip,
back.
It was the Chip character and not the vagina monster character.
Okay, yeah.
That came after him from Sex Criminals. So Derek Robertson's doing the covers on these. And for those of you who may not know, Derek Robertson, one of the co-creators of The Boys.
He's pretty good, I guess.
He's kind of all right.
Yeah.
So this is kind of your big 7, but a little bit in the future. There's been some bad things that have happened. You find out in the first issue, so no spoilers, but Martian Manhunter's dead, and the team is kind of falling apart. And they have to imprison Lobo. The Green Lantern Corps captures Lobo, and they have to put him in prison. And they're counting on the Justice League to do that. So it's been a great read so far. There's another one that came out today, Gods of Brutality from Black Caravan, which is a Scout Comics imprint.
That definitely is going to be the title of my next death metal album.
Dude. Listen,
the Gods of Brutality.
It's early 90s, late 80s. Heavy metal. This guy's a singer. Here's Thor. Here's Hercules. They're in hell. They have to escape. If you didn't buy this comic, go find it. This was probably a top 3 book of the week, man. Phenomenal.
That looks
awesome.
Oh, it was rad as hell, man. I loved it. Look at that Thor too.
Metal. I've always said this. Metal's the comics of music.
Yes, and you know what? Chaos Comics was the heavy metal of comics.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
And last but not least, here's the last one I'll show. This is Skybound X.
Oh yeah, I got the different cover. I'll show you,
dude. This nobody's. I don't hear anybody talking about this book, and I don't get it.
It's pretty cool. I think Robert Kirkman has this thing where he can't do anything that's not awesome.
I would agree. You know what? Actually, hold on. I did not love Firepower. There you go.
I enjoyed what I've read so far of Firepower, but fair, valid, cool.
I've loved everything else he did, but that first issue, there's still a stack of the first issue at my LCS, and like every time I'm like, did you tell people this is the first comic appearance of Clementine? Like that doesn't even make sense. How are there any of these left?
It's a cover,
Danny,
probably, yeah. It's a little expensive, isn't it?
It's $4.99.
It's $1.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
So Danny, Skybound X is like future Robert Kirkman. It's like basically a celebration of Robert Kirkman's Skybound universe, but with like these futuristic stories and stuff, like Walking Dead of the future, shit like that. The best way I could describe it. What do you think, Miracle? Did that cover it?
Yeah. So I mean, he's mixing in some of his biggest, most famous stuff, or characters, or storylines to kind of give you the hook. But this is a tryout book. Is really what I think is the right way to say it. Last issue they introduced some like robot boy. This issue has a brand new. It's finishing the Rick Grimes story that started in issue 75 of The Walking Dead, which was just a fun little fun story.
Really fun.
And I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, that has Skybound X #1 is the first time that story was reprinted, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
because they didn't put it in the trades or the omnibus.
Didn't Brian K. Vaughan do a Walking Dead story about aliens? Yes. It was good. I remember,
but it wasn't actually aliens. I think it was called Alien, but it wasn't actually about an alien.
Right. It was like a spin. It was not actually that. It was like a spin-off that took place in a different part of the world or something, right?
It was Rick Grimes' big brother in Italy or Sicily or someplace like that.
That's right.
Wow. This one actually has a brand new Murder Falcon story. So if you're a Murder Falcon fan or a Daniel Warren Johnson fan, we haven't had a new Murder Falcon story in like 2 years. So fantastic. Had to read it right away. Sat in the parking lot and read that one. So,
hey guys, I'd like to introduce you to my friend Robo. He's in the top right corner. Robo, Miracle Man, and this is John Luzar, the writer of Marguerite versus the Occupation. So
sorry for my unprofessional tardiness. I hope I didn't interrupt anything too.
you did. You threw everything completely off, but it's okay. I'll try to recuperate. So
again, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna come back in. Just ignore me when I come back in. Just keep going.
Okay, yeah.
It'll be like
so I'm gonna just enlarge myself real quick. I didn't get my pulls this week because I haven't gotten any of my pulls because I've been on a work trip for the last 3 weeks. But I told you guys last week about my comic store experience. Interesting in Vegas. But this is what I got last week. I also got Skybound X #2, but I got the cover that has this. So
yeah, very nice.
Very nice. Yeah. I finally got this, and this isn't the cover I wanted, but it's the cover that they had. But I'm really digging this new Jerry Duggan X-Men. It's actually a really fun issue, and I'm excited for the next one, which is cool. So I'm still reading this Alien story, and it's pretty dope. I'm really feeling it. And I think this is also Daniel Warren Johnson, right? No, it's
I think so.
Kennedy.
No, it's not. It's Kennedy. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty good. The story so far is pretty cool. It's like the Lost Alien movie. It's very, very much an Alien book. I was just kind of pouring through this. This is the new Ninjak. I read it a while ago, and I wanted to read it again because I think I want to like it more than I do. I'll be honest. It's not bad, but it's just not exactly 100% what I wanted. I got this
on the back of that Ninjak. On the back of it, that looks like the Shadow Man 64 ad.
Remastered. They're releasing a remastered Shadow Man 64.
I will be buying that.
I got this Benjamin Percy Aliens Aftermath book. So I haven't even cracked it open yet, but I will be cracking it open very soon. And then the main event. The main event is that this is the best comic that you're not reading right now. If you are reading it, then but everyone should read this. Everyone should read this. It's James Tynion IV, who has quickly become one of my favorite writers in the game. And this is like, honestly, I didn't think that he could beat Something is Killing the Children, but I think this actually blows it away somehow. It's just so good. It's so good. The premise is so crazy. And as soon as you finish this first issue, you're 100% like eager and like sweaty trying to get a hold of the next issue. It's incredible. So that's my endorsement of that. Not to be too hyperbolic, but it's pretty great. Where did Robo go? What happened to Robo? Oh shit, there he is. Oh wait, doesn't interrupt the flow. There's Robo. There's Robo. Hey, so what are you reading right now? Oh boy, here we go. Here we go, folks. You're not making any noise. You don't have any audio. I can hear everyone except you. I don't know what's going on.
I heard you now.
He's
I heard the word now.
He's doing this. No, he's not. He's legit. Okay, never mind.
We heard that.
Oh, Jeremy, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh shit! All right, cool.
What are you reading?
So, like I said, when I come back in, no interruption, just keep it going. All right, good. Glad we went through all that.
All
right. So, what did I get? I don't know if you heard me last time, John, but hi, how you doing?
Hello.
I don't know if I was having audio trouble then, also, but volume 2 of my Sandman Bible, the Bible edition came in. So now I have 1, 2, and 5. So we'll get there in order. I picked up a couple of great things that I'm actually kind of happy to share with you about. And there'll be like a finale at the end of all this. But I think especially Judah will appreciate this. Got the collected hardback of Giant Size X-Men. So we'll get up on that. I'm playing catch up after like 20 years of break, but soon, probably when I'm like in my 60s or 70s, I'll have a brain like Miracle Man and Judah here.
Full of nonsense.
I would never wish that on anyone, Robo.
I did pick up Moon Knight #1. We'll see how that goes. And then Mother of Madness.
That looks good.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It looks good.
I like that cover really. And then I didn't even realize what it was. I'm a cover guy, so hold on, let me close my door. So I'm a cover guy, and I don't know why, but I never learned my lesson with like 1980s like Nintendo, where I would only buy a game for how cool the cover was, and then I would take it home and make my parents buy all of it, and then it would suck.
Comics were made to be judged by their cover.
Yeah. But I looked at this. I'm like, oh yeah, gotta pick that up. I'm like, oh shit, Mother of Madness. Oh shit, Amelia Clark.
And that's what's her name? Amelia
Khaleesi.
Clark. That's Amelia Clark and Marguerite Bennett. Like, what a interesting and awesome thing.
I did get this variant of Moon Knight, I guess one per store or some shit like that. And I can turn it this way. All right, there we go.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Then, speaking of covers, what is this? Blood something or another. Dark Blood. Another one per store. And I don't know, it looks like some sort of fighter pilot. It's out by Boom, written by Latoya Morgan, Walt Varna.
It was a good read, man. It was a good read.
Oh, yeah? Is it good?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I didn't show it off, but I grabbed it myself.
Hell yeah. And then, second to last thing, so Dune, they collected in a hardcover volume 1, but check this out. Look what the letters do.
They shine.
It fucking shines. So apparently he bought like a few. My crack dealer bought like 5 or 6 like Dune volume 1s, and they threw this on the top, and they're like, here's like a special. Like, so apparently the normal ones don't have the gold lettering and they don't have the hardback, and because he knows me and he loves me. And he wants the best for me. He put it to the side. He's like, I know someone who's going to buy this for probably way too much money.
It's a good man right there. It's a good man.
That is a good man.
And then,
do
you see it?
No, do it again.
Oh,
Jane Foster's store.
Lady Thor.
I'll let you go on and talk about whatever you're going to talk about. I'm going to mute my mic and I'm going to unbox this, and then I'm going to hold it up.
Oh yeah, do it.
Just let it run.
Do it.
You know, if you take it out of the box, it loses 3.89% of its value. So,
well, that's why you open it from the bottom.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Nice.
I learned that little trick.
Make sure you clean it. Clean it off when you're done, though. Okay.
DC Direct actually got smart about that after a while, and they started putting their figures in reclosable clamshell packaging.
Very nice.
And then after a little while later, they're like, fuck it. And they just went back to regular packages.
Word. So we have our special guest here, John Luzar, and you've written a comic book. It's called Marguerite vs. the Occupation. You wrote it with art from Casey Quavito. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Possibly. I've never actually spoken to Casey. Collaboration in comics is very strange.
Very
that way.
strange, right?
I have no idea what anyone on the team looks like.
Well, she did a very good job. And it was
neat.
colored by Laurel Dundee. Letters from Tobin Rassicot. I'm butchering that name. I apologize, Tobin. I'm sorry. I need to be better. And then it's from Resistance Comics. So this is I'll let you talk about it in a second, but first I'm going to give you my really dumb take is that I liked it a lot, and I thought it was kind of reminded me of Inglourious Bastards, like right out the gate. That was like Nazi-occupied France, killing Nazis, fucking straight up like Jewish revenge fantasy. I'm Jewish, so I definitely get off on that kind of stuff. Is that what you were going for?
Yeah. There was definitely I was talking to somebody about it. You know, there's a white hat, black hat thing about World War II. Like the morality is so clear that it's very, appealing. It's very easy to be a good guy when you're fighting Nazis. And like when we were working on it, it's just like let's make her a little nastier. Like you don't have to be Clark Kent because you're killing Nazis and like
That's it. Yes.
and like everybody wants to see Nazis get killed. So make her a little nasty.
In Inglorious Bastards, there's that scene where they're in the theater and the two guys are standing up on the balcony just raining bullets down on the people watching the theater. In any other context, that would be like these monsters, but they're killing Nazis. So it's not only okay, it's fucking awesome.
It's great. Like I was in. Did you see that in the theater? Were people cheering? Because people were cheering when I saw it.
Yes. Everyone was thrilled, and when Hitler got riddled with bullets, spoiler alert, everyone was just ecstatic. It was a wonderful bonding experience of us watching these Nazis get murdered. So
that's
super great.
Yeah. Only time I've ever not felt bad about watching somebody be beat to death with a baseball bat.
Yeah. I did not feel bad.
Not at all.
Tell us about this. Tell us about Marguerite, first of all. What do people who are going to buy this need to know about this lead character?
So we're in the waning days of World War II. Where the end is in sight. And Marguerite, she's from Western France. She fled her home when France fell. Started the war. She's coming back after 4 years, and she wants to be there to see. She wants to be there the moment her house is liberated again. When she gets there, she discovers that not only is her home not free, but because she grew up in a house on top of a hill, the Nazis have put a machine gun nest literally right in her bedroom, and they're using it to hold the advancing Allied army at bay. Which I hate it when that happens.
Everyone hates that.
Yeah. So that's where that's our first page. That's page 1. That's where the story starts, and it's just about what she does to get the damn Nazis out of her house.
And she's the level-headed one. Like her buddy is like ready to charge these motherfuckers, and she's like, "Hey, we got to fight smart. We can't just run into gunfire. They know where we are," and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, one of the things that we wanted to play with is that point of view out the bedroom, which she's so familiar with because it's her house. It's something that we revisit a few times through the story because it's that specific point of view, which there she is on the other end of it. It's so very important to her. Yeah.
So is this whole story going to be about her retaking her house, or is it going to expand into a larger war against all the Nazis in France?
No, this it's currently intended as a one shot. What you've read is our 20-page one shot.
Okay.
As somebody just starting out, I'm focused on shorter stories. The feedback so far has been good, and the Kickstarter's gone pretty well. And I've had a couple of people say like, "Oh, I'd like to see what else she does." And it's like, I could write more resisted stories. That wouldn't be a bad way to spend time at all. So maybe.
Some high praises here.
What is the
Kwanzaa Joe Glass?
Yeah, everybody seems to love this. Is the what has this been like? So this is like this is your first time writing a comic book, or one of your first times writing a comic book?
This is my third time, yeah.
Third time. Okay, right. So so you mentioned that you haven't been able to directly collaborate with the art team. It's been going through your editorial staff. Has that been pretty easy? Has it been kind of a challenge?
It's different. Me and my buddy Jason Fleet, who's our editor, we met in theater, so we come from the world of theater, and I'm used to collaborating with everybody in the room every night, building it together. And in comics, it's a little bit more like, here's my work, and you go to your corner and draw, and then we take that and we pass it on to Laurel and colors. One of the things that we did to make it more collaborative this time is we did the script Marvel style.
Oh wow!
Yeah, which is,
so the art team came first, and then you
wrote
the dialogue.
Instead of doing full panel descriptions like that page 1, it's I should have it up in front of me, but it's like Marguerite runs through the forest. It's dangerous, but she knows the terrain. She knows where to hide. She's excited to be there. And then at the page turn, she sees something that shocks and dismays her. And then Casey takes that, and we go through a thumbnail stage, and we touch base, and it was exciting. It gave Casey more freedom, which he really enjoyed. And I think it led to, because script with full panel descriptions, it's a little bit like I'm telling you what to do and you go do it, which isn't as fun. And also, I'm just starting out. What the hell do I know? So particularly at this stage when I'm still learning, it was really, really useful to me to have more of the artist's input in laying out the story visually. And just a lot more fun and fulfilling too, especially when we were looking for artists. When we came across Casey, he's trained at the Kubert School, and so because just to get into the weeds, because I'm just starting out, one of my goals here was to write an action scene, which I hadn't done before. Which, if I want to write comic books, I'm going to have to figure out at some point, right? Mm-hmm. And just him having that formal training in terms of not just being able to draw well and draw really pretty, but be able to tell a story. That's ultimately why we decided to reach out to him, and we're very lucky that he accepted. I think it's
cool
work.
Getting the pages back, when you take that approach, has got to be magical and awesome.
It's right. So. There's two kinds of moments are cool. When it's exactly like you saw in your head, that's amazing. And then when it's not exactly what you saw in your head, but it's better. I don't even remember one of the panels you were scanning down, that long panel of Marguerite looking up at the gun nest. That's it wasn't what I initially visualized, but it's just so it's pretty, but it's also really effective and evocative of what everyone's going through at that time. I don't have any idea what I wrote, but I saw that and I was like, hey, that's not much better.
That works. Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. I love the collaborate. That's my favorite thing about talking to people about the process and about the medium itself, is that it's just this collaborative thing that can't happen in a vacuum unless you're doing everything yourself, which some people do, and that's also cool in its own way. But yeah, it's just awesome, the collaborative nature of getting all these different creative visions put together in this one beautiful thing.
Yeah.
So do you have any other projects that you're kind of working on right now? You mentioned that people want to see more of Marguerite. I would consider myself people in that case. Have you started brainstorming future Marguerite ideas, or are you kind of thinking about other things?
We're doing another one shot. It's going to be, I don't know how much I can say, as if I'm working for Disney instead of myself. But it's going to be.
I don't want you to fire yourself. So I don't be careful.
My boss is an asshole. I could get in trouble. It's going to be a tribute to the old Marvel. Those double feature books, Strange Tales, Tales of Suspense, Tales to Astonish.
Oh yeah.
We found an artist that we really enjoy, and just decided we want to move on to longer projects, but we decided to do one more one shot, just kind of set up like a random issue of Strange Tales, only with characters of our own creation. That'll be ready for Kickstarter in a few weeks. I will definitely you'll be among the first to reach out to about it.
Awesome. Yeah. Keep an eye out for that, folks. As far as Marguerite goes, where can people get up? What do people have to do to get their hands on this?
Right now, we are exclusive on Kickstarter. We just launched yesterday. I'll put the link in the chat.
Awesome.
And that's our website up right there. We're just starting out. We're gonna when the time comes, pitch it to a couple of publishers. There aren't a lot of people that publish one shots. I don't know. We're hoping to kind of hit the road and maybe set up some convention tables. So maybe in the next year you can pick up a copy from us in person somewhere. But for right now, the best place to get it is there on the Kickstarter, where we will be live for 28 more days.
Cool. Well, there it is. So everyone who's in the chat right now, go ahead and check that out. You definitely, I would say you definitely want to get your hands on this. It's pretty cool. I wish there were more this is the kind of comic that I definitely seek out. So yeah, pretty dope. And the work is
a little different,
really solid.
Yeah, absolutely. Stands.
Sorry, say the last thing again.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go. You.
John, what were you saying?
Oh, I was just saying, we want to do something a little different. You don't see a lot of historical fiction on the stands, and something different.
I read both of your last two books, The Worth and the Cost, and mine.
Mm-hmm.
I said that right, Worth and the Cost, right? Yeah. And mine, and enjoyed both of them very much. Definitely looking forward to seeing this third book from you. I can definitely see you learning a little bit more of your craft from the first book to the second book too.
Yeah, and that's actually, what I had a lot of goals with this one, like tell an action story, and I'm glad to hear you like the stuff we did. I think this is the first one I've done that's like I made a comic book instead of trying to shoehorn a story into comic book form. Does that make sense? Just letting
absolutely
letting the pictures carry the storytelling load instead of writing long reams of dialogue, because I come from theater. But yeah, it feels like a big step forward. So thank you for that, man. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, and I'll be honest. If I thought your comic sucked, I would just flat out tell you I have no sympathy. So I have zero empathy, no human
dox
emotion.
You. He would dox you.
I would mail
straight up
cat
Kiwi
parts to your
farms
house.
all over
right.
you.
Oh yeah.
We've all spent hundreds of hours reading shitty comic books, and we'd like all of those hours back, wouldn't we?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'm glad Miracle Man is here, because I'll be honest with you, if your book's out, we wouldn't tell you. We would just tell you.
We wouldn't tell you.
Like, this is interesting. It's different. But we did say that. It's good.
Yeah. I mean, it is interesting, but it's not interesting. It's interesting.
Yeah.
There's a difference. It's interesting.
That's dope.
But it's not. Yeah.
Are you sticking around to bullshit? Are you bullshitting with us?
I do enjoy bullshit.
Hell yeah. That's dope.
Let's just bullshit.
Before we take off into that, I promise y'all one more thing.
Ooh, let me embiggen you really quick. Oh man, that is so fucking dope. That is so dope.
Great.
Is the inscription on the hammer? If you look closely.
Yes. No, it's not.
Ooh,
I wish it
not.
was.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
really dope. Let me see your face. Put her face by the camera. I want to see the detail. Oh man, that is.
I'll be
so
honest
good.
with you. Like, what a miss that they didn't inscribe the hammer.
Right?
Like,
I mean,
what?
it's big
Yeah.
enough. You could put some. Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I grabbed this one today, so like most of the super nice ones are like hundreds of dollars. I bought them because I wanted to like get a nice set, and you can see like one and then some feet right here. So I don't know what I'm doing with my life right now, but this one was a little bit more affordable, and so I'm like, I can tell it's like rubbery, no fucking inscription. But
they saved their money on the inscription. They were that's it.
Yeah. Like, hey, look, guys, we could throw this one out there for $50 right now. If you're trying to have me engrave this shit, we're bumping up to like $300 or $400.
Yeah.
No inscription.
They could have put a fucking sticker on it, and I would have been happier, man. They didn't have to actually engrave the fucking thing. They could have put in a sticker and stuck it on the side
with a little
in my
miniature
head canon.
chisel.
Yeah.
So in my headcanon, the inscription on the Thor hammer is kind of like Lord of the Rings inscription.
Right. Yes.
Where it like only sometimes pops out, but it's not always there.
Well, I mean, this is proof that that's true.
Throw the fire.
There you go.
Throw the fire. See what happens. Cool. We got some good news today. This is a fun. John, you picked the right time. Did you already
say what's up to the people in the chats?
Oh yeah, let's talk to the chat. Oh, I want to scroll up to one of Ree's comments because it made me laugh. Where is it? It's the one where she was. No, it was when she was talking about Miracle Man's voice. There's been a lot of chat. Wow.
I gotta hear this.
Miracle Man has. There it is. Miracle Man has an even more deep and husky voice today, and it's tremor-inducing. You'd better put some gloves on to show some modesty, please, Mr. Man. So I'm thinking about a very specific scene from Howard Stern Private Parts now involving a speaker. But yeah, I guess your voice is really striking a nerve there.
Hey, G-Money, is this about the statue or the Doom book? Probably the Doom book. I don't know if you guys saw, but it's gold lettering. I think I missed that last time. Go
yeah, I missed that.
Yeah, shit.
Danny, if I am ever going to swear on anything, if I am ever sworn into anything, I want to swear on one of those Sandman books Robo has. It does look like a Bible.
Yeah.
And you might have missed it last episode. It also has a ribbon, apparently.
It has a little silky kind of ribbon, like the Bible does.
Yeah.
And anything written by Neil Gaiman himself, like he put pencil to paper. It's in red ink. It's in red ink. Those letters.
This is from Ree.
It's a Christian joke. If you're not Christian, you don't get it. It's fine.
I don't know. I only understand references that involve scrolls. So Ree, have you all seen the Logan movie edit where they put the X-Men cartoon theme over the top of the force fight? No, but I do want to see that. It's the best theme ever. What's up, G Money? It's good to see you. What's up, Danny? What's up? Not near Mint. Oh, you're here. Oh wait, no, you're not here. That's Mr. Worst. What's up, Rob? How's it going? Thank you for joining us. We have good people. Comics on the Mind is here. Oh my goodness, what is up? How's it going? Station, as they say.
No, stop.
Robo's like, you will not make Station happen. Give it up.
Stop trying to make Station a thing.
Cool.
So Judah, how do you know what sounding is?
How do I know what sounding is? Oh wait, I was going to enlarge that. Don't ask Judah how he knows what sounding is. I found out the hard way. I'll put this in.
I was wondering if you could play it off. Like, what is this?
I looked it up on Google one time. And,
I think nobody in Google, if anybody in the chat doesn't know what it is, don't Google it.
Do not Google it.
That's the actual advice.
Definitely don't do it from a company device.
Hey, you know what's really delicious? The blue waffle. You should Google that.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
All right.
Poor
John. Books.
So back to poor John. So check this out. This is an interesting story. So Diamond Distributor has a website called freecomicbookday.com, and their Facebook page for freecomicbookday.com posted this poll. And let me just read you how this is worded, and you tell me what you think. So the question was about the recent United States of Captain America #1. We've been seeing a lot of promo art for that. It's all over the internet right now. So they go, and I also want to talk about the Defender of Airmen, by the way. But anyway, so they're like, hey, comic book fans. This is my quoting them voice, by the way. Hey, comic book fans. There's been an ongoing debate about Captain America lately, so we wanted to ask your take. Highlighted in yellow. Are you tired of seeing stories where Steve Rogers loses faith in the U.S. and then the highlight ends? Or do you think that it's more than appropriate? Let us know in the comments. We'll pick the best answers and how blah, 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 blah. So I don't know if there's just some like not knowing, understanding like what's going on the internet or what. But that's like that received so much flack that they ended up pulling that down. And I saw a lot of creators actually on Twitter kind of saying like, why the fuck would you word this like this? So
because Geppy's a partisan dickbag, man.
Who is
Steve Geppy, the guy who runs Diamond?
Oh, really?
He listen, I lost any enjoyment of the company known as Diamond probably back in 1987. Steve Geppy, when there was multiple distributors, he personally made the decision that he was not going to distribute Miracle Man #9 from Eclipse Comics.
Why?
And the reason he wasn't going to distribute it was because he doesn't believe in censorship, but he can't stand by and let any type of graphic fantasy show up in this industry that they all rely on. And the graphic fantasy was a birth scene. And Miracle Man #9, Miracle Man's child, is born from his mortal wife. And it is graphic. I mean, it shows the head crowning. It shows Miracle Man pull the baby out.
He didn't like how the stork was drawn, or what?
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, I don't understand how birth works. Yeah.
So he said he was going to not distribute the book, and he got a lot of backlash for it. And luckily, his spine is not existent, and he backed down. But the guy's very partisan. And he does these types of things where he wrote an op-ed. I'm getting off topic here, but he wrote an op-ed like 3 years ago, and the op-ed was why it's better for the comic industry for Diamond to have a monopoly on this business. Well, of fucking course you think so, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
that's like asking Jeffrey Dahmer why we should all eat human meat. Like, it's. So, he's just, I don't like him.
I'd like to hear what Jeffrey Dahmer has to say. I'll be honest.
So anyway, yeah, he's a dickhead in my opinion. This is Miracle Man's opinion, not the opinion of I freaking love comics. So everybody knows. I'm not a fan of the gentleman.
I mean, it might be our opinion. I just don't know.
Yeah, I just don't know. John, did you hear anything about this, or do you remember? Did you see any traffic on this one?
I just see the usual, and again, it's usually through Miracle Man's feet. I can't. I keep a toe in what the Comicsgate creep crowd is saying, because if I do more than that, then I'm online poking them in the eye all day.
Yeah.
And
Right.
It gets addicting. This is stink that gets on you. Yeah.
It's a whole thing. So I haven't seen this, but I've definitely seen it's like leaving a little plate of sugar out for the ants.
Yep.
They just swarm all over it, and fuck them for that.
For sure.
Right.
What I like about
like
this
both.
stuff.
I like both.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with.
I'll go.
There's so many questions that are here.
I'll eat some ass. Go with both.
All right. You and me both, brother.
Yeah. Miracle Man knows what's up.
See what you do to this? You see what you do to this channel, Miracle Man? This does not happen. This is supposed to happen at 10 o'clock tonight. And you bring this perversion to our channel. No, just kidding.
Looks like I have accomplished my mission. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
When I start using vocal fry.
So what I like about this is when you look at anybody, like Miracle Man just said, Diamond, whoever the fuck the dude's name is, probably is no progressive warrior or anything like that. No one took this down because oh wow, this is not right. But I will say this much: what I love to see is anytime Comicsgate says anything in support, defending somebody, those people always have to go, even if it's accidental, like the Campbell, what's his name? Something Campbell.
J. Scott Campbell,
Scott Campbell came out, and he was
they took his side on one thing, and he was like,
"He's
whoa,
hey, drive the fuck out! I'm not Comicsgate." And then here we got this one, and Comicsgate's out "Yeah, fuck yeah, they're right, man." And they're "Oh shit, nope, not on your side." And these people probably aren't They're not out here fucking Che Guevara and shit like that. I'm just saying that. I'm like, I just love it. I love it. I love it when all you need to do is as Comicsgate is to be defended by Comicsgate, and they will throw the Holy Cross up and like you are a vampire.
It's also like when the way to tell you, like, I've seen creators be like, "Oh shit, maybe I am on the wrong side of this topic. I'm gonna have to double back."
It's a sign. Yeah, here's your sign.
Right, yep. and you've seen it happen in other things. And it's always great to see because they'll come out. They're so strong. They bring out the troll army of 47 socks per person, and and there you go, and they attack, and then when the creator comes out, it's like, oh no, you guys fucking suck. It's just
they flip like a dime,
a dime, like, oh, you damn SJW,
Yeah.
So
love it.
So Alan Moore's daughter, has basically spoken out against the. So Alan Moore has a very fraught relationship with the entertainment industry, to say the least. He's gotten dicked down by them pretty hard. Like I definitely don't blame him for being incredibly salty, probably like pure salt about the entertainment industry. But anyway, so she tweeted, seeing folks sharing the Hollywood Reporter article. So she did an interview with the Hollywood Reporter where she was pretty candid about why her father walked away from superhero comics and the entertainment industry and all that other stuff, and why he's not so keen to talk about it. But she goes, seeing folks sharing the Hollywood Reporter article and wondering how this is news. It's why my dad walked, why he's been angry for 30 plus years, why he doesn't want to chit chat about movies or TV. He was the best, arguable, and they did it to him, and every interview acted like he was the loon. So this is reminiscent of a similar social media post that the younger Moore made back in 2019, also explaining her father's anger. At the time, she wrote about how much he loved superhero comics, so much that he, quote, tried to make them into something that provoked thought and feelings, that addressed issues, that spoke to people the way superheroes had always spoken to him. That seems crazy to me. I have his collection of Marvel comics, dog-eared from reading, from love. I heard so many times about his excitement at finding a stash of secondhand Marvel comics at the junk shop in a box, blah, blah, blah. He loves superhero comics. But then she noted the medium he adored was ruled by corrupt despots. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of interesting to hear her perspective. I mean, obviously she's very fond of her own father. So I would imagine that definitely colors her perspective on it. He comes off as a big curmudgeon, I think, to most people. But, if you've been burned that hard, like, they're still selling. He's supposed to, the rights to Watchmen are supposed to revert to him. And the only reason every year DC publishes a reprint of the Watchmen is to retain the rights.
Yep.
Just to, like, they've made a lot of money off of it. Could they, let him make money off of the thing that he created as well? So, yeah, I don't know. It's fun.
So I was actually in a conversation with John Reppion in 2019 on that last time they had, when they're referencing Leah's tweets there from 2019. I was in a conversation with John Reppion. John Reppion is Leah Moore's husband. They've worked on a couple of books together. They did, I think, Raise the Dead, which was a zombie book. There was two volumes of that. They did Albion, which, if you've never read Albion, was a Wildstorm book. That was badass. Leah and John do to all the old British superheroes what Alan did with every superhero he got his hands on. So he explained it. He explained it at an even more visceral level. And even myself, somebody who's been a big fan of Alan Moore my entire life, I was reading Swamp Thing at like 7 years old. My mom was not paying attention to the comics she was buying me, but I was reading Alan Moore's Swamp Thing at 7, and I've always been a fan of his work. Even I thought, he kind of gets pissed off about stuff that he shouldn't. But then I heard it from John's perspective. And, obviously he's talked to Alan a million times. I'm sure they have those family type conversations. And, Alan, when he got in there, he knew what they did to his heroes. He knew what the comic industry chewed them up and spit them out. And, they had fundraisers for Jack Kirby back in 1982. And Steve Gerber and all these creators, they were doing things for him, which was crowdfunding before the days of crowdfunding. for lawsuits and medical bills and all these things. And he knew what they did. And he went in. Alan Moore, know what everybody thinks about him. Yeah, he's insane, but he's also a genius. I genuinely believe he's fully a genius, and he thinks on a level that most of us never will. And he went in and he made these deals, and he with his eyes wide open, trying to protect himself, trying to protect his collaborators. And he did it on Eclipse, which is why, Todd McFarlane never got his hands on Miracle Man. And when he got to DC and Marvel, they both, even though he set up these contracts to be as protective of him and his collaborators as possible, they still burned him and just crushed him because they did to him what they did to all of his heroes. And, it's not so much, it's not the money. Yes, it's the money, but it's not the money. It's being treated like the same way the industry treated every other great that came before him, and being spat out by them as less
not
important.
every other great.
Well, not every, but most of them before him. That really, it just did him in, and it broke his heart. John explained it as Alan's heart was broken, and that's why he
will do that. From what I've heard,
that's what I hear too.
Yeah, it's a sad state of affairs. He's definitely doesn't back down. Like he doesn't dance. He doesn't do the dance. He is very much keeps his own opinion and doesn't give into the pressure. And apparently he doesn't. Apparently he's like if we ever get an interview with Alan Moore, which is never going to happen, he definitely doesn't want to talk about V for Vendetta, Watchmen, The Killing Joke.
But there's the other thing. He comes off as a
curmudgeon. Not as far
curmudgeon.
as TV and movies go.
He comes off as a curmudgeon. He's been asked the same questions for 40 fucking years.
Yeah. I would have to think of long and hard of something to ask him that's like new. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah.
But I mean,
Alan,
I think that goes without saying though. I'm up until this very nanosecond, like I'm on board. I would be a curmudgeon too if I was screwed over as long as he has been. But if you do very famous things and everybody needs to wants to hear that, like when you start asking any creator vague things that nobody knows about, it's like, what are we doing? We're trying to be different. We're trying to be different. Like, so what's your favorite soup? Like what?
I do want to know what his favorite soup is.
Yeah,
I would guess a Italian wedding soup. He seems like that kind of guy.
Sure. Yeah.
I would ask him what type of porn he wants to make that he hasn't made yet.
Yeah, there you go.
Because he wants to make porn.
What was that one porn comic he made? He did make a very
Lost
sexual
Girls.
comic. Lost Girls. Yeah. Wow. That's a wow.
I have the hardcover. It's gorgeous.
Immediately.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. Right. Lost Girls. I have 7 copies. I have one for each room of the house.
Factual.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me.
I'm not judging.
What's going on behind those comics?
I'm not judging you for knowing the topic. You just know everything. That's you know everything. Like sometimes I'll project here and only speak for myself. But sometimes when people are like, "Wow, you know a lot," I'm like, "Yeah, it's because we're texting." And I probably just Googled it like 7 seconds before I threw it at you. But Miracle Man is live. There's no Googling here.
Right?
Or just really, really fast Googling.
Yeah.
That's possible.
He's got Alexa in the other ear.
Alexa, Alan Moore porn. Lost Girls.
That's an interesting question, Judah Alexa. What is the cool. That's poor Alan Moore. But you're right. He should be like normal about people asking about the one thing about his that everybody knows about. But you're right. I mean,
hey John, here's a question for you. Does stuff like this motivate you to like continue to publish your own stuff? Or would you like to see your titles kind of go off and be, picked up by Boom or Image or something like that?
Oh, it's so crazy because like when I started taking classes and tinkering around with this, I was just like, oh man, I want to write my 67 issue Fantastic Four run. And then as I started, exploring how it works, the way you break it as a writer is you make comics. And then I started making creator-owned comics, and now the file of corporate stuff that I want to work on is added to much more slowly than the creator-owned ideas that I want to get a hold of, and it seems like that's the model now. People like try to, I'm sitting here with fucking 55 published pages talking about, but like, no, I'd like to you get runs in at the bigger companies that you use to build a platform for yourself.
There you go. Yeah, that makes sense.
That's the dream right now. You go back and forth, and even like, you look. I think it was, not the best time to be talking about him, but like, the Warren Ellis model, how he always just popped back to Marvel or DC for, 6-issue runs on high-profile books just to reinvigorate his name with the audience.
Keep his name in the air. Yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah.
And it seems like good business will I'll hopefully be there in 5 or 6 years, right?
Yeah, I just don't know. I think I'm a little bit sensitive. I don't know if I did, but I handled it. Like I was reading on Bleeding Cool. The
Joshua Dysart.
Talking about Joshua Dysart and Josh, what a fucking master! Like what a master of his craft, and just to get dicked over. Apparently, you get both sides of the story, but
here's what we know just based on that article. And I tend to believe Joshua Dysart's side of it because I like him and I know him, and he's a good guy. But basically, there is a royalty fund that when he first signed his contract with Valiant, he would get the royalties would come from that royalty fund. Now, in the fine print, how those royalties are distributed from that royalty fund are at Valiant's discretion. So that's kind of a shitty part of it. But basically, when he left, everyone who worked at Valiant left on pretty bad terms when Dinesh left, when they got bought out by DMG, and all those people stopped receiving royalty checks from comics that were still selling, that were getting a deal with Paramount. They're using their stories, so they stopped getting royalties. And Valiant could pay them the royalties, but they're choosing not to. So the real takeaway is that the Writers Guild of America, the WGA, needs to actually represent comic book creators and not just prose writers and journalists and stuff. So that's kind of like the discussion that seems to be opening up just based on like the Twitter feed and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like shitty.
High level corporate stuff. I just want to make it clear. Like the creators of Valiant and a lot of the staff of Valiant we definitely have a good relationship with, but there's some like upper echelon shit that's like it can't help it. Like, man, that's fucking dirty.
Yeah. Well, we love Valiant Creative. We are not happy with Valiant corporate, the way that they're treating Joshua Dysart and those other creators. So
what were you gonna say, John?
It's unfortunate.
Well, it's like this is something, because again, I'm new and I'm just taking classes, and one of the pieces of advice you get from every angle in different ways is watch out for, because people are trying to treat you like a content farm. One of the things they say to people in my position just starting out is there's going to be people who are going to be totally happy to publish my stuff if I give them the lion's share of rights, and that's not even about quality. It's just like, because paying comic book people what comic book people pay, you can pay for 40 comics for the cost of one screenplay.
Yeah.
Right. And it's just like, sure, we'll publish 5,000 copies of your comic book, and that'll make you feel like a big shot. And then if it happens to be the one that we can spin off and sell to Hollywood, then we've got it in your contract that we own all these rights and we make all this money, then hey, we're happy to take advantage of you. But you got your 5,000 copies printed.
Yep, that exploitation through and through, 100%.
If you in the Bleeding Cool article, Joshua Dysart received 2 royalty checks, $20,000 each.
No, totaling $20,000.
totaling
What?
$20,000 for his entire time at Valiant. He wrote so much Valiant, all of
Right.
Harbinger, Imperium, The Life and Death of Toyo Harada. Like this dude wrote a lot of shit, and he got $20,000 for it. That's.
I mean, make sure you go read the article. I think the $20,000. He's talking about Harbinger for the Harbinger series. He's received 2 checks. The one they're making a movie out of, and that was $20,000. I mean, that's ridiculous.
That's obscene.
It's a complete exploitation. Call it 50,000. Call it 100,000. And if you can go and take your work and turn it into 100 million, and you get dick from that, that is 100% exploitation.
Yeah, but look at
100%.
Look at what Valiant's doing now. I feel like it's been years since they've had more than 2 or 3 books on the stands at once. They're just, short miniseries that come in here to there because people don't want to work under those terms because you don't have to.
And that's the thing. They should care because it directly impacts the quality. Like in their mind, and I'm projecting here from the corporate mindset. This is what they're thinking. They're thinking, it's a little bit of bad press, but the fans don't care. You know what I mean? The fans don't really care. People, most of the people aren't on Twitter. They go to the comic book shop and they buy the titles they like. They don't care how we're paying these people. But what they fail to realize is that the fans aren't going to stick around if they make bad comics, and they're not going to make good comics if talent doesn't want to work with them. So that's they're making their own bed with that. It's bad. They need to resolve that. The best thing they could do is start paying their former creators right now.
Right.
But there's a lot of power when you've got that established intellectual property. Because they're still I'm talking screw Valiant. And if I got a phone call saying, would you like to write a manual? I'd be like, in cheese, and I'll do it.
Yeah.
I love their character. Like I love Valiant. I'm a fan. Like I love their characters. I love their creators. I love their editors. I love their marketing team. Like I love the people that work there. It's just it's DMG that I think. I'm on the as a YouTube co-host. The only people I really care about are the creatives. I don't give a shit about the suits. I assume they're bad, like across the board for every publisher, Yeah.
And I don't think anybody would blame you if you went Valiant. I mean, it kind of goes down the iPhone Vuvuzela meme, where it's like you live in a society and we can be like, capitalism. Marvel's like, hey, you want to do a one shot? Yes, please. Yes.
Right.
I like eating and paying bills.
Right.
That's right.
Right. I'm a hardcore socialist, but I love it when I have money. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna.
Well, that's just the framework. That is the world we live in.
Right.
So some more positive news. Some more positive news. Chris Claremont made this tweet. No, it was an Instagram post. So he made this Instagram post where he said, "I'm sitting by the shore of the bay, watching the storm roll in." Grabbing a tad of reward time after finishing GA ***T 3. Plus a lot of other crazy stuff. Nothing like playing catch up on deadlines and having fun as winds pick up and lightning flares and thunder booms. There's that Chris Claremont prose for you. What do you think GA ***T means when typed by Chris Claremont? Take a wild guess.
How many asterisks? 4?
GA 3 asterisks and a T. Gasmus.
3 asterisks? So they did GA and then 3 asterisks. That's not Gambit.
Yeah.
No,
it's GA.
It's GA asterisk
okay.
T.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's Gal Gadot.
I don't know what it could be. I'm lost.
Godot. Finishing Godot 3. This time it's more Godot. 2 Godot, 2. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's pretty dope. I'm always happy to see Chris Claremont come back to X-Men. What was that? He did come back to X-Men back in 2001 or something. Do you remember that Miracle? Yeah. He came back for Reload, X-Men Reloaded.
Yeah.
And he did a run, and I'll be honest, it's not my favorite X-Men run. But
no, it's not great.
Yeah, it's not great, but part of that is because I did not love the art from, I think, was it Humberto Ramos?
Humberto Ramos, and I really like him. You don't like him?
A long time.
No, it wasn't Humberto Ramos. It was a different, I don't know. It just wasn't my favorite art, but I still get excited that Chris Claremont's coming back to Mutants. Like, that's always cool. 100% always cool.
I will always read a Claremont mutant title, but here's the thing, and I mean no disrespect, but Chris Claremont is absolutely a writer of a very specific era in comics, and it was the exposition heavy era of the late Bronze, early Copper, and much like somebody
Copper.
like what that's
nobody
Copper.
says copper.
I
Do
say
people say copper?
I say Copper.
Wait, what'd you say?
The Bronze Copper
Context?
Age. Copper.
Is that before or after the aluminum age?
Are you judging me right now?
It's first of all, it's aluminium.
Aluminium.
I'm just
So you know,
joking.
it's very exposition heavy, and nothing against him. I will read any Claremont X books anytime, but much like Larry Hama, if you read G.I. Joe for IDW today that Larry Hama writes, it's the same as G.I. Joe that Larry Hama wrote in 1985, 86, and 87. There's no real difference. It's the exact same type of sentence structure, story structure, everything. So, I mean, unless Chris is going to really, try to do something very different than what he's done in the past, it might be a very enjoyable story, but it'll feel like very much old hand.
Yeah, you're right.
Be a lot of caption boxes on those pages.
A lot of caption boxes, yeah.
I'll say this: when I first read the Dark Phoenix saga, it came out before I was born, or maybe shortly after I was born. I was a kid. I wasn't reading comics when that came out, but when I first read the entire Dark Phoenix saga, the last scene on the moon really just rocked me to my core. Like, that guy has a way with words. It's emotional writing. He's definitely,
No doubt about it.
he definitely writes from the heart,
Yeah.
but it is a lot of words. I think a lot of words is definitely out.
Show me, don't tell me. It's a visual medium.
I mean, 100% to me. Like, I don't know. Has anybody read Original Gods? Ordinary Gods.
Oh, yeah. Kind of
I love that.
No, it was great. Awesome. And then I got to the end, and there's like this short story. I'm like, all right, I got this. Let's do this. And I'm just like, I'll read it. It'll come collected later. I'll read it all together. And no.
I don't have. I have to be honest. I know that's a big thing. Lots of appendices. In comics now, and I'm happy for the people who enjoy that. And people. Not
Neil Gaiman does it a lot in Sandman, and just like,
it depends on the quality of the writing. When Neil Gaiman writes, he could write a whole page of text. Like, I don't normally read forewords or like prologues or whatever the intros, but I'll read his just because I like his written word. But that's a special kind of writer. Like, I would say most of the time, when Alan Moore does it, forget it. I'm not reading all that shit.
What about Hickman? When Hickman does his like manuals and codes and shit.
I've started scanning. I used to read every word of it when I was super curious about the Hickman run, but now that I kind of got the flow of it, I just scan it. I can't. I'm not reading all that shit. You know what I mean? I do most of my comic reading on the toilet, and it's like I got to use that time. I got to use that time. Wisely.
Anytime you're not doing something, you're reading comics.
That's true. I read a lot. I do read a lot of comics.
Does Sammy ever get mad at you? Do you ever have this look in your eye where like Sammy's like, you're waiting for me to stop talking so you can go read comics, aren't you?
No. The one thing, like, not the one thing. There's many awesome things to say about Sammy, but I think one of like the most unique things is she completely is supportive of me doing things that make me happy. She's like, it was
a joke. I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Okay.
I don't give a fuck about your relationship.
she loves me. She loves that I read comics. She absolutely loves it. So
that's good. That's good.
Lucky.
John, Ree has a great question for you.
What's that?
Ree has a question for you. John, what would you name your superhero team? IRL.
Wow, that's a big question. I do remember. I do remember being like when I first wanted to write comics, and I was a kid, and I was reading Marvel. I would have been about 7th grade, and I remember convincing myself, like I came up with a superhero team, like everybody does. You know, you create your own superheroes, and I came up with what I was so sure was an original, super original name, and it was literally like it's going to be Justice League.
Nice.
And I was like, that's a good name, 7th grade guy.
Nice.
That lasted about 3 weeks until I went to a comic book store. So I don't think that's I don't think naming superhero teams is my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Sue him. I used to say that you didn't. Yeah.
You gotta have that paper somewhere. Go ask your mom.
I can prove that was my idea.
And then they have to change it to like the Justice Friends, the Justice Buddies.
I think there is a thing like that.
There's the
Ree
Super
is asking
Friends.
another great question about if we're gonna talk to Loki. So our guest last week hadn't seen Loki and we skipped it. I don't know. Afterwards, I don't know how long I know you got to leave Miracle Man here soon, but we could do a short talk about Loki. I don't know. What do you think?
So we got 3 more news items, and out of the 3 of them, I would say one of them is expendable. 2 of them are definitely not.
2.
So do you want to do it? Do you want to talk about it now, or do you want to talk about it after?
Let's get through these, and then we'll see what our energy levels like.
Okay, so check it out. Real quick. So Black Widow, which I saw and loved, like it's in my top 5 right now.
No. Yeah.
But Black Widow is the shit. But it did really well the first week in the box office. It made $80 million. And then it completely plummeted the second week, making only $26 million. It's the worst box office collapse in MCU history, and pretty much everyone attributes it to the fact that it also got released on Disney Plus. So not good for the theaters. And what a lot of people are saying is that there's such a wider distribution chain for theatrical releases. More people get paid. More people get to participate in a theatrical release. So the Disney Plus, the direct to the customer, while probably more COVID safe and easier for everybody, it's just not really great for the economy or the economy surrounding the movie. So, yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah,
I wouldn't call it top 5. It was really good, but I'm curious to see what the total, like including Disney, like why just box office? Box office, we're still, because check this out I get it. I was pro-mask, full vaccinated, blah, blah, blah. But I'm fully vaccinated. I'm reading like I need to read, and I go, effective against Delta variant. Okay, I'm good. So even so I'm kind of going out. I'm doing what I need to do. However, there are people in places like Canada, and I can't do this. Hold on a second. All right, Miracle Man's muted. Canada, people aren't going out. You know, UK people aren't going out. So even though like it's over, that's a huge big air quotes over, and people are still not going out. What was that, John? I think you're muted.
It's not over.
No, you're good. Yeah, it's not. And then the variant's going to come out, and until we can break 55%, get 60, 70, at least 70% vaccinated, it's not over. So I don't think it's fair. I think there's a lot of stuff, you know, you get the chuds that are talking about it's you know, go woke, go broke. Oh, too many powerful women. So they attribute to that. Some people say Disney Plus.
Nobody thinks that's why. Nobody thinks that's why it did badly in this.
Not nobody, but anybody who matters. Yeah.
No serious people.
Only the nobody's thinking.
All the chuds have mentioned that all over Twitter. But here's the deal: is I don't think any of those, even like the Disney Plus or another one I read was that like a story about a character that, for all intents and purposes, is dead. Like it was a prequel to a character that doesn't seem to be like somebody threw that out there.
I don't think it's that.
I think it's because pandemic is still kind of going, and some people are not going out.
I think that's a contributing factor, but that doesn't account for the huge opening week. I mean, $80 million in the opening week, so people went out.
That's not that huge. Not for the MCU.
it's a pandemic record. It's the highest amount of it's the best opening.
Well,
It's the
how
best
long
opening
is it-
weekend during the pandemic.
How long has it been since we had a Marvel movie in the theaters?
Over a year.
At least a year and a half. Yeah.
Fucking
So that
Spider-Man.
that first week is everybody who's been chomping at the bit.
And it's
To get out to the-
everybody. Like that's
Right.
everybody who wanted to go went the first.
Went that week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've
Yeah.
got
The rest of us were like, "Hey, I'm gonna sit my happy ass on the couch with my lady. I'm gonna have some popcorn. We're gonna be in our underwear. I'm gonna watch this movie, and I'm not gonna have to worry about somebody kicking my seat."
Yep.
right. I mean, that's it. It's there's definitely questions to be asked about whether this is going to be a permanent transfer to watching at home. I mean, people, for me, like I watch something at home, nobody's cell phone is going off, and I love that.
Yep.
People
Yeah.
who have to pack up a whole family, drive them all the way there. Family of 5, drinks and snacks. That's $100. You stay home and watch it.
$30.
$30. So maybe
100%.
maybe some of it's permanent, and maybe some of it's just this moment in time. We don't know.
I want to see
I-
total sales.
I love
That's what I
seeing
wanna
shit at
see.
the theaters. But yeah, I do want to see total sales because that definitely would shut down the whatever the chud argument. Yeah. But the I hope theaters don't go away. I'd be sad if theaters went away. I do really enjoy, and me and Robo, remember back in Hawaii, we'd go see the new movies in theaters. We'd go with your son. We'd have a great time, man. We would get popcorn.
It's
We'd
good,
talk
but
about it afterward.
I'm telling you, like the pandemic taught a lot of people a lot of things, and not trying to flex or anything, but I have a really comfy couch and I have an 80-inch fucking TV, and I turn off the lights, and I don't have a sound system. So maybe that's what may be my Christmas gift. I get a dope ass sound system put in, and I'm going to tell you, I'd rather have, if we were still in Hawaii, I'd be like, bro, come over because we're going to get wasted and we don't have to hear people screaming at the thing and babies crying.
Mhm.
Like,
Have you ever gone to a movie opening night that everyone wanted to see and there
I
was a
hate that.
line to get in?
I fucking
And-
hate it.
I love that, dude. Like
Yeah.
when I went to
I
see
get
The
anxiety.
Dark Knight back in 2008, I went to see The Dark Knight, and everyone was excited about that movie. The line was out the door. I got my tickets in advance, so I had like seats and everything. But like we got in there, and during the movie, so like people aren't talking, people aren't texting or anything. But every time something awesome happens, everyone in the theater's like, "Yeah!" And that was exciting. You know what I mean? That was like,
Yeah.
like
Just record
feeling
it.
with everyone.
Just have
When-
there's a YouTube channel that does like crowd roaring. You just play it for yourself.
When Endgame was out and Cap lifted
Yeah,
the
that was
hammer,
dope. That was dope.
everybody in every theater across America screamed.
Yeah,
I mean, I've seen dozens of videos, and I was there when it happened in my theater, and I heard it.
Talk about
And-
portal moment.
Right, but that's just it. How
Yeah.
many of those do you get ever in a film?
Yeah, the rest of
Not
it,
a,
people unwrapping candy and texting.
that's right.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah. There's pros and cons. I'm not going to sit here and be like hearing all
Okay,
that
you guys
shit.
win. I hate it.
Well,
You guys win.
the last part of the Jedi trilogy, whatever the fuck. What was the last one called? The Skywalker.
Star
something?
Wars. Star Wars is what
Star
you're
Wars. Star
yeah.
Wars. Like that's what it
Yeah.
is. No, you know what I'm talking about. What is it? The
Yeah.
fucking where Palpatine freaking does like the giant fucking laser battle that somehow he doesn't use.
The rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, Skywalker, and he lifts all the things out of it. So, but
Mhm.
conveniently he doesn't use it when he's targeting one person. But anyways, that was awesome, and people were like, "Oh, what the fuck? It's fucking dope." And yeah, you're right. I mean, these things are.
It's fun.
It is fun, but the pros and cons.
But
It does not outweigh
but
my
watch it-
comfort. I could do that in my underwear. Wasted.
The only movies, so it says most movies. I agree with you. I would say, like, I remember I used to go to movies all the time back in the day when like that was really the only way to see new stuff.
Mhm.
And now it's like I'm selective. I'll go out to the movies for an event movie, like Danny's kind of describes. Like if it's a big movie where I know everyone's excited for it, I want that experience. I want to be able to remember, like when I first saw it, I was with a bunch of other excited ass people. But like, if it's just a regular ass movie, yeah, fine. I'll watch it at home. Like that is my preference in those cases. It's just movie dependent.
Sure.
Real quick, this is like not a huge news item, but CGC is running a private signing event with Gal Gadot. So if you want to get shit signed by Gal Gadot, you can do that through CGC. It's a new private signing event. The thing that I thought was interesting, they also state, in addition to signatures, Gadot will also be offering her iconic character names for purchase, which include Wonder Woman and Diana Prince. And I have no idea what that actually means. What?
How does she
You
sell
want it?
her name?
You want it? I'm selling that shit. 3,000. You want Princess Diana?
She's offering her iconic character names for purchase. What does it mean to purchase?
I bet
Correct.
you she's gonna sign the books instead of signing it Gal Gadot the actress. She'll sign.
She's signing it as Wonder Woman.
Oh
yeah.
Now, let me tell you something.
That's
I
a
love
love
her.
Not to be a negative Norman here. Look, if I charge you money because I'm the world famous Robo Strange, and then I also played this character for a little bit more money. I'll sign you. Bitch, just sign that bitch anyway. It takes zero.
Right.
I wasn't mad. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, that's silly. I like to think it's
plus-
her. It's probably her publisher.
Plus, I want her to sign it as Gal Gadot, not as Wonder Woman, because I want to be able to show people and be like, look, this is Gal Gadot's signature. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would have her do both. How about both? Gal Gadot, who plays your favorite
She'll
hero,
charge you
Wonder
double.
Woman.
Yeah. It's funny you say that because now that I'm thinking about it, I have Burt Ward's autograph.
No shit.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. I have Burt Ward's autograph. It's on you know what? I'll show that book on Not Near Mint here in about 37 minutes. But I was the very last person that he saw, and he was up until he just signed and was like, get the fuck out of here. You know, he was like, I'm done. I've been here 3 hours signing shit. But ahead of the line, I heard him say that he would sign it as just Burt Ward, or he'd sign it as Burt Robin Ward. And but if you got the Robin, he did charge more. So I'm almost wondering if he
Get the
has
fuck outta here.
Yeah.
Dude, he charged $20. He charged $20 to sign the comic. I'm like, you're Burt fucking Ward, dude. Like, you're not like this.
Calm
Should
the
be
fuck
$8.
down.
Dude, you should be. I mean, Burt Ward. Not knocking Burt Ward, but dude,
But let's
people still
not-
remember who you are. You know.
Right.
Hey, John, on one of your Kickstarter stretch goals, you should go, I'm going to sign one, John Luzar, but for $50 extra, I'll sign it, John Marguerite Luzar. Somebody will do it. Somebody will buy it.
Someone will do it. Yeah.
Somebody another totally random piece of advice that somebody gave me that made me go, oh, is to develop a special signature for comic books so that people can't forge checks.
Wow.
That's
Oh, wow.
really
I feel.
good advice.
I'm going to say
Wow,
something. I'm
that's a
going to
thing.
say something. I'm old. I'm 40. I'd be willing to bet the person who gave you that advice could be my dad. Nobody's forging checks anymore. Yeah, maybe. You're right.
So I had to make up a new signature for comic books, which is
That's dope. Yeah, I never thought about
If you guys want, I'll sign your comic book with John Luzar, and if you want the R, it's going to be another $20.
that. Yeah, $10 a letter. All right, let's press.
that's what people want. People come mostly for the R, if I'm honest. So,
Yeah. From the Luzar, stay for the R.
that's right.
That took way more time on this fucking signing thing though than I thought. Let's go. Press.
Right. All right. So Rodney Barnes, who we interviewed, he's the guy who writes Philadelphia. Good interview. You should check it out. And really awesome writer.
One of our first, literally
One
our
of
first
our first.
celebrity interview, where we stayed up.
Well,
there
unless you
talking
count-
like one,
Unless you count Arlen Schumer as a celebrity.
which you
interview.
do. You're what you do.
Yeah.
Stop.
Sure.
Stop.
Whatever.
Look.
Okay.
So yeah, we stayed up to like 1:30 in the morning preparing and perfecting scripts for this, which I think probably helped us, I guess. But yeah, he was our first like celebrity interview there. That was pretty dope.
And now he's writing James Bond. He's writing a new James Bond comic about sex trafficking. So Bond's going to take down some sex trafficking. And I like what he said about it. He goes, Bond must enter the dangerous and sensitive world of sex trafficking. The new series, titled after the Greek god of sexual desire, related to Eros, aka Cupid, and Aphrodite, dives into when that desire goes too far and is used for evil. It will take the legendary super spy to bring justice to those most vulnerable among us. And then Rodney also goes, there's an elegance to James Bond that's timeless. He has a unique skill set and approaches the tasks at hand with wit and humor, yet underneath there's a strong ethical sense that drives him. This is gonna be a good comic book. I'm very excited about this. I love all the Dynamite James James Bond comics. Did I say James comic? I like most, if not all, of the ones I've read, and I think Rodney's a good choice. So I'll buy it. I'll definitely buy it. Sex trafficking is when you fuck wearing a high vis vests.
Yep.
That's hot.
With the whistle. Let's go.
Are there cones involved? You know, the big orange ones that are like waist high.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Right.
Well, again, I'll just speak for myself. I like that I wouldn't have made that joke unless Reed made the joke first. All right. I'm a coward. All right.
Cool. So
Loki. Are we done with this? Oh yeah, Loki.
Yeah. So I liked it. I thought it was good. I liked the whole thing. I liked just about everything about it. The only thing I didn't like is that now I have to wait forever to figure out what happens, and that's an annoying feature of all this shit.
Yep.
But yeah, besides that, I thought it was good. I don't really have much else to say about it.
I think she's talking about the traffic cones. Yep.
I mean, really, she's talking about everything.
Yeah. I get
everything. Yeah. Yeah. So, Ree's biggest complaint is the same complaint she has about Marvel and DC Comics in general, where every issue, every event, they want you to go buy 72 other books around it so that you can really understand what's happening. And even their jumping on points can be a little bit shitty at times because you really, and I wonder if it's by design that even your jumping on point, if they're successful with it, they want you to stay in it, but they also kind of want you to some good stuff back there. You sure you don't want to go buy it? And so her main complaint is the end of Loki is yet again another cliffhanger, which I have heard some people now, not my complaint, because I don't know. It's weird. I think I'm like I don't know. I feel like a Stockholm syndrome where it's like I've seen endings that didn't end on a cliffhanger. It had like a nice, concise, wrapped up season. It wasn't the final season, but I almost felt like bummed. Like, oh, the story is up. And I'm like, well, what's next season? Like, I don't even know. Like, there's nothing like to draw me. I want to be drawn.
The best is the post-credit scene. They did it right with The Mandalorian. They ended that season of The Mandalorian satisfyingly, incredibly satisfyingly. And then there's a post-credit scene where there's House of Boba Fett or some shit that looks awesome. So it's like that's where you have your cake and eat it too. The post-credit teaser that follows a conclusive ending.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
And they did not do that with Loki. Although I did like seeing Elaine Bennis again. No, never mind. I'm thinking of Black Widow. Fuck. What was the post-credit Loki scene? I don't even remember. There was a post-credit scene, right?
Oh, yeah. So Loki jumps out, and then you see Kang, not Kang, the statue, right? Was that the post-credit?
Right. I don't know. I don't know. It's a good show. I think that was the end of the episode. I like the show. I just wish that it was a little bit more of a wrap up for season 2. I agree with Rhea on this one. I think I agree with you on this one as well. I think we're all in agreement that it was just could have had like more of a wrap up. There's nothing that I think sucks though. Like when I think about it, there's nothing that I think blows about it. It just could have had like some nice like made us feel like we got a complete thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's it.
What? See, there was no post credit. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
It was the folder. That's right. It was just the words.
Sorry, I got completely distracted just now because I'm in a hotel in Vegas and I'm actually looking out the window right now, and the Aria's right there, and they have a moving billboard, and they just advertised a jewel show happening this weekend, and I'm not going to be here because I'm leaving on Friday. I'm gonna miss
Jules?
Jewel.
Oh, the
Jewel.
singer. Oh,
Who
I'm thinking
will
like
save your souls? Yeah, you guys
Mhm.
remember that, right?
yeah, no,
Yeah.
for sure.
It's just Vegas,
I would-
like
I would go. I thought you were talking about jewels. I'm like, they're gonna have garnets and emeralds, and God, I'm gonna miss it.
I would go to that too. I would go
I
to
know-
that too. I love Jewels.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Okay.
Reese said, I agree with you, Miracle Man. What did you say? Oh no, you did it in text. That's why. Because we won't shut the fuck up and let you talk. All right, yeah.
A vaping show. Danny says Jewel, like a vape.
Yeah.
Actually, I wanted to point out Danny there had a good question for John as a creator, and I don't know if we got an answer on it. And I know we're at 9:30, and I'm not gonna lie, I got to run soon. But I did want to ask this to Danny real quick, and it's sorry, Danny, of John for Danny real quick. And that is, what do you think about creators charging for their signatures? It's just in general.
oh shoot, I don't know. Like I'm again.
This is going on the record.
Right. 20 years from now, we're going to call you on this. If we run into you at a con, and you're like $50, and I'll sign that book.
You know, I mean, like I do, dude, like I'm at the point, like when somebody, like the notion of selling my signature on these things is like, I am nobody. I've written 3 comic books, and it's just like, you want me to sign it? All right. No, I mean, like one of the things I see a lot of people talk about is like they want to sign for free, but so often they 20 minutes later, like it's up on eBay.
Yeah. So someone's gonna make money off it. It must well be me. Yeah.
I would say
be like a little kid, like, hi, I love your Superman story. Could you just sign with me? I can't.
What country are you in right now? Is this happening?
Yeah.
What country is the kid?
What country is that kid from?
Where is he from?
Oh gosh,
You gave him an accent. I need to know what the accent is.
I should have. I think it was just a general like Oliver Twist, probably like
more porn, sir. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, please, sir. I'd like some more.
Can I have your autograph, please?
See, now that was nice and clean. The other one had like a little Spaniard, maybe some Arab.
I was thinking Mexico.
Well, I saw him from San Diego, and used to go you go visit TJ all the time. When you come back and you're in the long
Station
line waiting.
TM.
Station. What? Oh yeah, I'm scrolled up.
Station to you.
So I when you come back into the States, there's this long ass traffic because everyone's like held up right there, and super sad actually. All the little kids are walking up and down the things, and they knock on your window and they're like, chicle, 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 and they want you to buy little things of gum from them. That's what your dude sounded like. Can I have a signature for you, sir?
If I was a McFarlane level creator and I was signing shit, I would charge people that look like they're gonna flip it, and I would not charge people that don't look like a little kid. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Well, I'm gonna tell you. I don't know who the celebrity is, but he got shit for not signing some little kid shit. And then he had to come out and go, I watched the dad send the kids out to these various people, and the parents will do that. They'll be like, so then some athletes, some celebrities are like, nah, not even little kids, because your parents little fuck faces. So I'm like, I can see that.
It's a lose-lose. It's damned if you do, damned if you don't.
That's why you just got to be an asshole and don't care if anybody, I mean, I'm like, I don't care. No, you get shit from me. Go buy my book, bitch.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's why I'll never be famous.
I'll tell you what, Jim Starlin signed every single thing I had for free. Like, he did have like an agent there who was like collecting money, so I paid for one book. And then I get there and he's like, what else do you got? And I was like, oh, I got this and this. He's like, yeah, just give him over. I was like, okay, well, let me pay he's like, I don't fucking care. He was totally a bro. He's the coolest guy ever, by the way.
Donnie did the same. Donnie did the same thing.
Oh yeah, Donnie was also like that. They can tell. They can tell if you're like just a fan who's happy to have something. Like, I don't flip anything. I don't sell any comics. I have a collection, but it's like my personal pleasures of, it's not like something where I'm constantly trying to upgrade and like have like the most expensive collection. And I don't sell shit on eBay. So I think they can tell. I'll get a trade signed. That has no value, getting a trade signed. I just want to see the signature when I'm reading the trade. You know.
I bet
So
you
they
Alan
know.
Moore signing a trade is it would be worth something. I bet.
I don't even think he signs his own checks, man. Like I don't think Alan signed his name to anything in 25 plus years.
If
You
I
know,
ever
Donny
see
Cates
Alan,
went to his house once.
really?
Did he really?
Yeah,
Oh,
Donny
that's
Cates just
right.
went. He was in England and he went to Alan Moore's house and knocked on the door, and Alan Moore answered, and he was like, "Hey, I'm a comic book writer. I just wanted to meet you." And they had like a conversation, and it was very fulfilling for Donny Cates. He wasn't ready for it. You'll never believe how awesome the conversation was. But
That's awesome.
yeah,
Yeah.
So
It's interesting.
Okay.
All right. You want to give a little quick shout out for what we got going on? We just did a massive upload.
we need to set a date for Delirium Hour Part 3. I got to be honest. I'm talking to the chat right now. I'm very disappointed that none of you were there, or very few of you were there for the last Delirium Hour. It was great. That's a great segment. And the first Delirium Hour got like 100.
You, Danny.
Got like tons of views. The second Delirium Hour just didn't get a lot of views. I blame the lack of Ree. So Ree, you're gonna have to really show up for those Delirium Hours. We do have a Club Valiant coming up. We're gonna be talking about Harbinger Volume 2.
Nice.
I don't have the dates in front of me, so sorry. This is not gonna be
Speaking
good.
of Joshua Desser.
Speaking of Joshua Dysart, that's right. And then Robert Venditti is still scheduled to come on our show. Had to move it back selfishly because I was going to miss it, and I'm dying to talk to him. So sorry. It's going to be on the 5th of August now, and we have more Pride or Die coming up. I don't know what those people have cooking, but I bet you it's awesome. The last one was really awesome. This is a good segment, so definitely keep your ear to the ground. What am I leaving out? Oh, let me center this microphone for a second. Valiant's marketing department sent us a little gift package. It's waiting at home right now. I'm going to unbox it when I get home, but it's a bunch of stuff that we're going to give away for free to subscribers of this channel. It's going to be a raffle. So
Ooh.
Do it.
don't want to miss that.
All right. And of course, real quick. Oh, actually, Miracle Man, you do it. What's happening in like 20 minutes?
20 minutes. Well, on the Not Near Min show, we're going to have our 1 year anniversary of our Dynamite Comics episode. It's also the 1 year anniversary of when we met Ace. And to celebrate, we are going to have the writer of Elvira Meets Vincent Price. Also wrote Betty Page Unbound. Also wrote the last Elvira book from Dynamite. David Avallone on the show. Very, very excited. He is accurate. He's a great guy. I've met him on Twitter. We've been mutuals for a long time. This is our first time to actually get to speak to each other directly, and I'm really looking forward to the interview. And we might just talk about Dynamite.
Wonderful.
So go over there.
Dope.
If you're here, you're probably from there anyway, but so just throw it out there. Ladies, gentlemen, and MBs, that is the end of our show. Thank you for being here. Please come back, spread the word, share our stuff, and don't forget to look into the links in our description because we got a Discord where we want to chat with you on.
Sorry. So Braggs and Boards has a Sandman show, and we have a Sandman show, and Ree's appearing on both of them.
Both. Yeah.
Ree, you got to pick a Sandman show, and it. Yeah. I'm just kidding.
Boards tomorrow. Hey, is tonight? Are you guys doing Fuck, Marry, Kill tonight?
That's right. No, that got pushed.
That is going to be next
week.
Wednesday night. Actually, after John's interview, we're going to be playing our one of our most famous formats, our favorite formats, the FMK episode.
Nice.
For our 100th episode. We're going to have a lot of guests. I was actually going to see if you guys wanted to pop over and say hi.
Can I pick fuck? Triple F?
For you, yes.
Ace or Zabu and Shanna the Cheetah.
So, John, you can stay and hang out. If you want to get the hell out for that show, I understand.
Ace already invited me, and I had to say, I told her, I said, Maneater, my wife, even fictional characters, if I talk about fucking anybody too long, I'm pretty sure she'll start slipping cyanide into my coffee.
Fair
So
enough.
I'll be in the audience.
It's gonna be like Galactus, Thanos, and Darkseid. I'm sure she won't get jealous.
Yeah, you're right.
Fuck.
You're right.
Thanos.
Yeah, fuck
Kill
Thanos.
Darkseid
Yeah.
and
Wait, kill
and marry
Darkseid?
Galactus.
Yeah, 100%.
Kill
Man, that's
Darkseid.
that's
Fuck
an easy one.
Thanos. Kill Darkseid. Fuck Thanos. Marry Galactus.
Yeah.
would
I'm
Honey.
betting we're rolling the dice that Thanos has a takeable penis, because the other two are definitely killing you in that
takeable
interaction.
penis.
Yeah. I mean, like, if that shit's like, if that's like 48 inches, then you're dead either way. So I'm like,
Galactus gives a new definition to the term size queen. That's all I'm saying.
I enjoy long walks on the
It's like,
beach. I have a very
Jesus Christ,
takeable
and-
penis.
I wasn't ready to do this, but my next book is actually called Takeable Penis.
Nice.
Coming to Kickstarter in 6 weeks. The stretch goal.
Stretch goal.
I'm gonna make a Bumble account that's the name's just gonna be Takeable Penis. That's what and I'll send you screenshots. It's gonna be Bumble. It's gonna be a Bumble Takeable Penis and a picture of Miracle Man's face. That's what you're gonna have.
All right. One more time, ladies and gentlemen, Emmys. That is our show. Good night. We love you. Hydrate and do all the other stuff that you're supposed to do. Bye.
Takeable penis.